Hey, what's up, 33 PSI Virgin Gang? Hope you're doing well. I'm doing pretty good. Today's dope sleeves from Japan are going to be these Pikachu cosplay ones right here. Pikachu cosplaying as every Team Grunt, all the way up to the Team Skull Grunt. This is actually part of a release box for the pretend Team Skull Pikachu. It's the big full art Pikachu where he's dressed as a Team Skull Grunt. Sure, you've seen the card. They don't make products like this like they used to. They don't make promos like they used to. Current market, I don't even know what would happen if they introduced something like this. Obviously, this would be in great demand. The art's great. The actual style is good. This is something that, like, I just don't know if it could survive in something like this. Luckily, I picked this up whenever the hype was dying, and it wasn't even really a big thing back then. There weren't people in the hobby. Can't imagine it now. Anyways, I don't bring good news. I wish I could just sit here and talk about cards all fucking day. That'd be a lot more interesting. But no, unfortunately, on Instagram, of course, we got people that feel like they need to do things to certain members of the community in an unwanted and just kind of weird, trashy, douchey way of doing it. So, unfortunately, we got someone in the Instagram side of the house. By the way, I'm on Instagram a good little bit. I'm sure most of y'all know that. I post cute little pictures of stuff on there. I hang out. That's where I get a lot of my news. That's where I actually see people share their videos. I share my videos there so people can actually see them as well. And then I'm friends with several different creators on the platform, including a lot of the talented women that we have in our community. There's several people that do a lot of content like me where they'll take little pictures of cards. They'll take them outside. They'll put some natural lighting on. Some people will actually do little cosplays. Some people will actually make their own art of the cards. A lot of good stuff. Instagram's really good about that stuff if you want to appreciate specific art on cards. But I was scrolling through and I saw that one of the creators that is on there actually received something from another creator. And it's weird because I was actually looking at that previous creator before. They sell cards, they sell a lot of stuff. And I was actually interested in one of their listings. And I'm really glad I saw this before I clicked it. So this is going to come from Collector Jenny. She actually received something that she did not want to receive. She's on Instagram. Feel free to follow this. She had this on her stories. Now it is up on a actual post if you want to follow this a little bit more in detail. So, person that she received something from is none other than Blastoise. This is a seller on the actual Instagram platform. Once again, several people have bought cards from them before. And, hey, just letting you know how this is. I mean, you can interact with this person later in the future. How you want to interact is up to you. I'm not here to tell you what to do. I'm arming you with information about said people you can come in contact with in the future in the Pokemon hobby. That's what I do. That's what it is. Here you go. Do what you will with the information. So, Collector Jenny, she had a nice little thread going up right here. So, I was chatting with my partner on the phone late last night and got some messages. I thought maybe since I bought from Blastoise before, maybe he had some cards or something. The last time I interacted with him, he reshared my story of the cards he sent me. This was weeks ago, by the way, so just a nice little innocent story. This is something that happens a good little bit. You get a nice little message from people. Hey, especially when people are buying cards. I get this stuff all the time where people will get in some cool Japanese cards like, hey, Opossum, you got this stuff. Hey, Nick, you got this stuff right here. Hey, interested in this. Hey, you see that? It's something that happens. I like Instagram a good little bit for that actual sharing aspect of it. Sometimes that shit can go a little far, and in this case, it definitely did. So, she clicks on the message. I click on the message, but not on the play button, and saw a very revealing thumbnail preview pic. Not ever did I want or expect this. We barely ever chatted, and I only bought from him once. One time. And we can see like a nice little thing down there. Let's zoom in. Okay, well, looking nice and proud. Well, not wearing a shirt. Diglett sitting right there, and oh, nice and blocking a nice little tent being pitched right there. Blocking the old salami on the table. Blocking the old snake charmer, and just bringing their little snake up like that. It's just... Man, just sending the old dick out there, just putting the cock and balls, man, to have that level of confidence and just to send that to people out there, it's kind of nuts. Of course, she wasn't a fan of that, and noticed that they went on private mode, and they actually went quiet mode after they actually were like, hey, it's super inappropriate. Not trying to look at your balls, man, not trying to look at your jewels and your scepters. It's just not what I'm trying to do, big man. Of course, she actually does a little bit more research, and she sends them where California is apparently cracking down on just serial flashers, like the actual digital flash people where they're doing cyber flashing or unsolicited and obscene photos. Apparently, you can seek up to $30,000 in damage from that stuff. California's a state, man, but I mean, I'm not really saying that's a bad thing, especially if someone's doing that stuff. Hey, that's a crazy amount to sell for just hey, here's my dick, man. Check that shit out. It's... Whew. So she sent that. He then reads my messages, threats, because I'm not letting this slide at all, deletes his picture, and then blocks me. Not really something that, like, I mean, you can see very clearly right there that there's a picture still exists. I guarantee she still has it as well in the full unclean glory, I'm sure. But Blastoise right here. Here you go, guys, in its full glory. You can see he blocked me. I can also see we have a lot of mutual friends in this wholesome and innocent Pokemon community. Hey, there are some people who didn't know about this. Give people a chance. This is an instance where people have to, like, it's probably something that people don't know about, so don't be blaming people for all that kind of stuff. Once again, I almost bought a card from him as well. He had a nice little listing up. No one really saw this coming from you old guys, but once again, after this video, definitely following the fool, he had this nice little Giovanni thing up, and I'm interested in Japanese cards. I almost bought this. It's a good deal. I still need these cards. Haven't really opened a whole lot of 151 anything, and this would have been sick, but definitely not doing that. And of course, homie is also sharing other female content creators on his platform as well, right there. As you got Pocket Monster right there, just featured front and center right on his page, so it's a little weird. Do your part and unfriend, report, and keep an eye on if he changes his name or makes a new account. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk, and she just goes based off that, right? So Blastoise right here, he actually did respond to this whole thing, and this is the whole reason I kind of wanted to make a whole video about it instead of just posting up, being like, hey, look out for this guy. Someone messaged him and was like, bro, don't be sending dong pics. He replies, I blacked out. Don't remember too much from the night, but I am super ashamed, embarrassed, and feel terrible that I did whatever I did. I know I can't take it back, and this will for sure haunt me. I just hope people can forgive over time. This shit ain't me. And yeah, so he made another account, actually reached out to Collector Jenny as well. You can actually check that out on her page. And he said a whole bunch of stuff. He kind of apologized for the whole thing. He kind of basically was like, hey, I'm super sorry about that stuff. And I hope we can put this behind us. She definitely did not accept that apology. She said it's too late. Too little too late. You're sending that kind of stuff. And look, people don't have to accept your apologies. There's people who can. There's people that can still associate with said fool. I'm not necessarily doing that for two reasons. I'm going to explain why. Number one, I just think doing that kind of thing, just actually laying the whole sausage on the table is just never a good thing to do in a hobby where we're collecting cards, especially if it's something that's unwanted. You want to talk to a fellow nerdy collector and y'all are feeling each other and y'all want to send a little couple consensual things, fuck, go for it. Reenact a whole Geek Love episode. I don't give a shit. But just out of the blue, dropping some stuff on down ain't cool. And the excuse that old homeboy says where it's like alcohol here, hold on one sec. Put on the old dad glasses real quick for this conversation. So alcohol, I got blacked out. I don't remember what I'm doing, bro. If you were having such a problem where you don't even remember what you're doing, you're drinking that much where you're just blacking out and you're whipping out the old slender member, you're whipping that out and then you just don't even remember doing that. I mean, that an Instagram account is the least of your problems. You probably need to be putting down the bottle. You probably need to be hitting up the old rehab center and you need to be getting your life on track, man, because I mean, sure, it was like an actual adult like this. You could lose a little bit of money from this. Hey, could have been a lot worse. You could have accidentally sent it to someone who was underage, and that could have really fucked your life up. And hey, could have happened. You don't even remember doing this. What's stopping you from just accidentally clicking the wrong button, whipping it out, and just sending it somewhere where it definitely does not need to go? You don't need to be here if that's the case. You need to be putting the bottle down. You need to be actually getting some stuff. I've seen alcohol ruin too many people's lives in my career. I've seen some of the best potential fools had a beautiful, glorious career path in front of them, had aspirations, had the potential, had the talent, had all this stuff, and they just threw it away for fucking alcohol. Like, just something that's like, you can enjoy it in moderation, you can drink, you can have your fun, you can do your shit, but if it's getting in your way of life this much, like you don't even remember sending just unsolicited dick pics to people that don't want it, and that's your excuse. I blocked out. I don't know what to say. I'm sorry. All this stuff. I mean, bro, you dodged a bullet here. You could have been a hell of a lot worse. You need to be putting this stuff down. You probably don't need to be in the community right this second, and you need to be going and getting some help. You need to do this stuff. Hey, she doesn't have to forgive you. The community doesn't have to forgive you. That's up to the people that want to do that stuff. Associate with who you will. Just, you have this information now, and it's alcohol. Ooh, I blacked out, so just whipped it out and was like, oh, there you go. Let's check that out. Not a good thing. We've had plenty of creeps in the community. It's definitely a creep moment for me. And hey, I don't care. I don't really care what people have to say about this stuff. I'll always defend people that don't need to be being shown stuff they don't want to be seen. It's quite a shame. Quite a shame in the community. Instagram is kind of my baby, and I'm going to be doing that stuff too. I'm sure it happens in the Facebook, the Discord, and all that stuff groups too. Make sure you're looking out for your place, man. Make sure you're actually looking out for your little piece of the community. That's what you got. All this stuff is just views and clicks, and eventually this shit'll kind of fizzle out on its own, and I'll still be collecting cards. I'll still be posting stuff up when this whole thing's gone, and I'll still have my friends I talk to. So make sure you're looking out for them, okay? That's all I got. Appreciate it, virgins. I'll see you later. Fucking creeps.